There's very few things that I can think of that would be worse than subjecting myself to going to see Oasis. However, with that being said, Ticketmaster are an absolute joke. I was watching a TV show called Girls 5 Ever a couple of weeks ago, and nobody wanted to see them, so they managed to get a bot to buy the tickets, and because they were buying the tickets so fast, the actual prices of the seats went up to like £15,000. And at the time I was like, that would never be allowed in the UK. But then it turns out that this is what Ticketmaster is doing. Obviously not for £15,000, but the fact that they're allowed to inflate the prices depending on popularity is absolutely disgusting. One of the last groups that I went to see cost hundreds of pounds, way more than £350. I've been to see them several times, and when I went to see them in the 90s it was like £25, £35, and a lot of people are saying now, I wouldn't give them £100, I wouldn't give them £200, because back in the day I used to pay like £5, £10 for a ticket, like back in the 60s and that. But you've got to take into account inflation, and all that money isn't going to that group. A lot of it's going to the venue, like, you know how like hiring people to do the lights, like their whole team and everything. So it's going to cost a lot of money, and I don't know who actually sets the prices. But for Ticketmaster to be able to change those prices should be against the law. I went to see Queen last year, and I got a special kind of ticket. It wasn't like a VIP, but whatever the name was, you got to stay in the hotel next to the Hydro after it, and then you got breakfast. And I was like, right, fine, because the train finishes early, I'll not be able to get home, there's no taxis or whatever. So paid extra for the ticket, and then for whatever reason I went on and checked it online, and it said that because it was a resale ticket that I didn't actually get to stay in the hotel. So I was paying all that extra money plus a resale fee, and I wasn't getting anything extra, and there was people there who paid like a really reasonable price for their ticket. Last year I had went to see a group, I bought the tickets for London, and I was like, do you know what, I really don't want to go to London, it's too much hassle, it's easier to go to Manchester and it's cheaper. So I put the tickets onto resale on Ticketmaster, and they added £60 onto each ticket. I didn't get that money, they just got that just for relisting them. It's an absolute joke, and it's not as if they're putting the money into their website, because their website is a fucking disgrace. If you remember, during lockdown, a lot of the shops were increasing the prices of like bread, milk and toilet roll and essentials, and people were saying it was racketeering. Now, I've looked up the meaning of that, and it is a criminal offence. However, I don't know if it falls under this category. All I know is that they were hiking the prices because the things were high in demand. Now, I don't know why people were freaking out over buying pasta. As I told them, it was actually falling off the shelves in TK Maxx, and people were saying that there was none. Every time I went into that shop, there was so much it, like they just couldn't get it sold. It was going into clearance and everything. So anyway, at the time everybody was saying that this should be a criminal offence, and it 100% should be. The government, even though they're absolute scam artists and all they care about is getting money off people, and that's probably why they haven't made this illegal, is that it should be that once something has got a price on it, it should stay at that price or go down. It should only go on sale, go into clearance, or just be reduced because it's got to go out of date or whatever. They shouldn't be allowed to then add money on, because by that time it's already been produced, it's been delivered, it's been put on the shelves and stuff like that. So there's no need to add extra cost onto it, and it should be against the law. And Ticketmaster are obviously trying to crack down on people selling tickets online, which they should, because people are obviously buying these tickets at whatever price, say like £200, and they're selling them for thousands of pounds, and it's not fair. You should only be allowed to buy a ticket if it's for you or if it's a gift. And Ticketmaster have got a cheek to turn around and say, oh, don't resell these tickets online to make a profit, because before they've even been sold now, they're hiking the prices. I actually don't know how this is legal, but if anybody out there knows, like, does that extra money go to the group, or does it go to Ticketmaster? I would really love to know. I don't think it's going to go to the group. I think that their team set the price and that's it, and then for whatever reason Ticketmaster's adding this money on and just keeping it for themselves. It's a fucking joke. Somebody out there is needing to come up with a new app that sells tickets, that runs properly, doesn't crash every 5 seconds, doesn't increase the price depending on popularity, and everybody would go to that place instead of Ticketmaster and just fucking leave them high and dry. They're absolute scammers.